Hey guys, it's Rich,
And I'm X.
and we are
Two Guys Talking Games.
episode 11.
Yes. We've
Yes.
made it. We made it
We
to
are
finally.
back.
Finally.
Yeah, man. We're
Finally.
recording a little strange time here today.
Oh man. What a weekend. What a weekend. I
That was
swear.
non-stop for you, huh?
We should have definitely do a video podcast and just put everything that happened. It'll just explain itself. Crazy, crazy.
Should have took a camera with you all weekend.
I should have.
You know,
Man,
Thanksgiving weekend.
Woo!
Yeah, you know, family.
Not for the faint at heart. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But it was
like
awesome, though. It was awesome.
Yeah. You got a chance to see some family you haven't seen in a while, or?
Yeah. We got, we went up to Pennsylvania and stuff. We went to go up there. We'll see my wife's family. Had a really good time. They're really nice up there, and just show everybody just some love. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah. No, that's always good. Yeah, we hung out. We had a lot of company over. We went to Vermont. We went all over. Didn't get too much gaming in, but
yeah, I mean,
not much gaming. But that's all right, man. Because the holidays, you don't get a chance to see all the family members, so there's plenty of time for gaming. When they go home,
Oh yeah. Plenty of time, just not right now.
Yeah. It's always time for gaming. Hey, I just wanted to say something I read online. About something I read online. It was kind of funny. Okay. Did you hear Lindsay Lohan is suing Rockstar?
No, is she?
She claims, now they're not sure if, I'm guessing she's referring to this photo, and I think IGN thinks the same. The girl in a bikini that's holding the iPhone. It's like she's a blonde girl in a bikini, and I don't know if she's on the box art, but I know when you're loading the game, they show her
the pictures.
They're guessing, and I'm guessing the same thing, that she thinks there's a striking resemblance to her.
Man, she needs to get over that shit.
She's trying to sue them.
Man, she needs to get over that shit. Stop trying to get money wherever you can. You destroyed your life. You destroyed your career. You destroyed your money. Let it go.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Walk away. What she did? She read online how much Rockstar made.
Yeah.
And she's thinking, man, I want a piece of that.
Hell yeah, look at that. That looks like me. I can make it work. Come on, man. Come on.
Sue 'em.
You're like, I got an iPhone. I wear bikinis. That's me. Come on, man.
I had blonde hair one time.
At one point in time in my life. Yeah, come on.
I thought that was kind of strange. I'm like, what?
It's like that rapper that I guess when GTA 5 came out, that hardly known rapper tried to say, oh, well, I want more money in the royalties for the songs that you guys used. And they were like, no.
Yeah, they're like, dude, no one knows who you are, man.
Yeah, anymore. You're done. Be gracious that people are listening to your music now, because if it wasn't for GTA, I would not be listening to that crap right now.
Yeah. You know how many more listeners he probably has because of that?
It is what it is, man. He owes those 5 extra views on his little videos that he might still have up on YouTube to Rockstar. So why don't you pay Rockstar some royalties? The shit out of you. Lindsay Lohan, all she got was 2. With her stank ass. Man, come on.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Your career's in a dumpster when you start trying to sue people for crazy reasons.
It's bad when you become sue happy and then you're like, oh my god, let's do this. No.
Yeah, I can only imagine how much it's for too. So.
Let me guess. Let me see. Well, they made $1 billion.
So
I want a little piece of the pie.
10 million?
Come on,
20
man.
million?
Come on.
Think it's more than that?
She needs to let go of that shit. You know what? They might throw her $5 to $10 if she's one of those models that likes to jiggle their balls over there. The developers that are on hiatus and on vacation, having all these models do that. They might pay her $10 to do that.
Yeah, you know what they should say? They should say, yeah, no, go away. Go away and leave us alone, man. That's shoe fly, exactly.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly. But there's not really much going on in the gaming world this week except for supposed sales.
Yeah, well, it's
Black Friday sales or Cyber Monday sales. Man, I went online all weekend, and I found like 2 or 3 Blu-ray movies that I got a good deal on. The best gaming deals I found, but I didn't bite. I didn't bite because they're on my Christmas list. Battlefield 4 was $24.99.
Okay.
They
For
had
the Xbox 360 and the PS3.
Yes,
Okay.
but today they said Cyber Monday they had sales on Xbox One games
Oh, okay.
on Amazon. They're giving at least they said at least $10 off games. Well, games that you already have, like Dead Rising 3, but then they had a couple other things like I think Call of Duty Ghosts was at one point I saw for $39.99, which
And I'm good.
nothing that really interests me.
No.
Blacklist was $24.99.
Oh, you should have jumped on that.
The thing is, it still is. It's like a permanent price on Amazon.
You should jump on that, man. I'm telling you, Blacklist is an awesome game.
Yeah, I'm probably going to.
It
I'm
really
probably going
is.
to because that's I do want to play that. So yeah. Other than that, man, we just the likes are going up.
That's awesome, man. I gotta say thank you to everybody, man. It is awesome. We have broken 700.
We're over 7, and
Yes.
man, it would be a great end of the year.
Yes.
For 2 Guys Talking Games, if we could break 1,000.
Oh yes, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome to ring in the new year. Break 1,000.
Oh yeah, that would
That'd be awesome.
A great Christmas present actually, and because don't forget our goal was to get 1,000 by PAX East.
Yes.
So
and it looks like it's rapidly
people are
exceeding that.
Yep. Yep. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, we have a topic of the week was we're going to talk about favorite game genres and what we think makes a great game.
Yes.
X, your favorite game genre?
My favorite game genre.
Yeah.
See, I have multiple. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I do because I'm not one of those type of gamers that could just sit there and play one genre. You know?
Yeah.
And I would have to say it's RPG and of course shooter. I'm not a big fan of fighting, although I've done some fighting games. Not a big fan of racing. Not a big fan of sports games. So it's like I know I limit myself in that way. But if I sit there and I start playing a genre or a game that I'm not a big fan of, number one, I'm not gonna be able to be honest with any reviews that I do on it. You know what I mean? I won't be able to give an honest opinion because I'm already not liking the game off the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been gaming for years, and one of my most favorite RPGs of all time is Legend of Zelda. For the original Nintendo. I repurchased it for my Nintendo 3DS, and I play it to this day. I love that game. So RPG, I've done all the Final Fantasies, the Chrono Triggers. So Legend of Legaia. I've dabbled into my JRPGs, yes, but I've also dabbled into regular RPGs like Skyrim. Skyrim's an RPG.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is.
Oblivion was an RPG. Fallout 3 is an RPG.
Now wait, did you like the ending to Skyrim or? Oh wait, that's right.
You son of a... Listen. I will play this game. But see, now I have to play them in order because I cannot finish Skyrim until I finish. Guess which one? Come on.
Hitman Absolution.
No. Oh well, then that's another one. No. It's the thing
RPG?
and the thing with the thing.
Oh God, of course.
And that's the original Xbox. I have a list compiling up. You know what I mean? I have to.
So you do think that's going to eventually you're going to go back to that?
Oh yes.
Okay, all right.
Of course.
That's cool.
I do go back to my older systems. I don't just not play them. I will turn on my original Nintendo, play some Nintendo games. I'll sit there, turn on my Super Nintendo, my Nintendo 64, my GameCube, my PlayStation 1, my Dreamcast, my Genesis, my Game Gear. I have the original.
Systems,
I have the original Mortal Kombat for the Game Gear. You know, Shinobi. Come
Wow.
on. So, you know, I'll eventually get back to it. I will. I
Yeah.
will. It's just that, you know, timing right
No,
now.
I
It's
hear
it's
you.
all timing, man. You know.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear
But
you.
yeah, RPGs, and then there's some that suck ass, like Lost Odyssey. Oh my god, dude, you could not pay me to play this game. I tried. I
I remember that
literally,
title.
literally tried bribing Chaotic Savage to play that game for me because I couldn't stomach it. I could not stomach that fucking game, dude. Oh my god, biggest piece of crap ever. And
Was it one of
I
those
should have put that
time?
shit in the goddamn episode 9 worst games ever.
Oh,
Lost.
that wasn't in there, right?
No, it wasn't. Lost Odyssey. Oh my god. Or
Wow.
Last Odyssey, whatever the hell it was. Piece of crap. Piece of crap freaking game. Not a
Wow.
big fan at all. Not a big
No, huh?
fan. No, no, no. You know,
So
so
RPGs, though, huh? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
RPGs will do it for me, you know. And then so I've been an RPG fan longer than
Mm-hmm.
I've been a shooter fan because I didn't really become a shooter fan. Well, no, I'd say they're pretty much even because I would have to say, I mean, I had the original, I had Commando for the original Nintendo, and that was a shooter. So
Okay.
ever since then, you know, so yeah, no, I can't say because I was gonna say, ever since Halo
Yeah.
1, I jumped on shooters, but no, I've played shooters before that, but it was Halo 1 that solidified that genre for me
Yeah. Yeah.
and has made it into one of my favorites. And I would say it's more of my favorite now than an RPG. I tend to go more now towards the shooter rather than the RPG. Although
Mm-hmm.
if the
Mm-hmm.
RPG is good, I will jump on that RPG and play it. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
you know, but then again, you know, it's like I burn myself out with RPGs because I'm the type of player that I have to do everything and I
Oh,
have
I
to
know.
get everything, and I have to go everywhere, and I have
Yep.
to. I have to be able to say I did that in this game. Did you? And
Yeah.
somebody's gonna say, no, I didn't even know that was there. There you go. You know what I mean? So you didn't
Fallout
actually.
3.
Yeah, I did every single thing. I
Yep.
found every
Every
single
location. Yep.
location, every little antenna thing, even those little bunkers where you find those dead Chinese guys.
Wasn't that an achievement?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to find like certain things. You know what I mean? And you know everything. I loved I
Yeah.
love that game. I would have to say that has been that actually is my favorite. That is my favorite. RPG would have to be Fallout 3.
Yeah.
Shooter,
Yeah.
of course, you
That's
know,
pretty.
any
Dude, that's
military
Bethesda
shooter.
right there.
Yeah,
Bethesda, every time they come through, man. They come through. Now, Dark Souls, that's considered an RPG,
that
right?
is considered an RPG, but the
Okay.
problem with that RPG is, and I've mentioned it before, there's no story.
No,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
this,
And
this is,
to you know to then jump into the other half of the topic
right.
of this week is if you know you have a favorite genre, what then
Mm-hmm.
qualifies a perfect game?
Yeah.
Would it be story? Would it be controls? Would it be graphics? Would it be you know what I mean?
Right.
And those two topics have to go hand in hand. Now, an RPG like Dark Souls is a great freaking RPG. I love that game. Awesome game, really hard until you beat it the first time. Then you know the game becomes your bitch. But
Oh yeah.
you know
Yep.
it's a big difference because no
Mm-hmm.
storyline. So after you play it a couple times, you know what draws you in is the different things that you're trying to do, the way you wanted to level up
Yeah.
your character, all the different
Yep.
moves. But
The leveling up.
then there's no storyline to keep you coming back.
I
There
know.
is no
I
storyline to
know.
keep you coming back. So after
Yep.
the third or fourth playthrough, you're like, man,
Yeah. What else is there at
what
this
else
point?
is there?
Yeah.
You know, so you
Yeah.
can't now if you have an RPG with a great storyline that has multiple
Yeah.
endings,
Yeah.
multiple side quests, I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw out another great RPG out there for you, which is
Hmm.
RPG-ish. The Witcher 2.
Oh yeah.
The Witcher 2, where you have the different story arcs. You could choose early on to align yourself with these characters or these characters, which in turn will branch off over here and over here. You have X amount of options, and it just opens up into this huge tree. That's awesome because you could always go back, start it anew, and you know what? Bam, continue on and do a whole nother. You're playing the same game, but you're getting a different storyline. You know what I mean?
That's a great game.
Storyline has to be up there for if you're gonna play an RPG. Now, graphics, graphics is iffy with me. I could stomach a not beautiful game as long as the storyline is gripping and compelling, and the controls are top notch. Because I swear I'm not gonna be walking around doing this and I'm whipping everywhere. Like full well if you would be playing oh my god, Skyrim, okay?
Yes.
And you're trying to aim with your bow and arrow while you're sneaking. How much of a pain in the ass would it be when you're trying to aim? Your freaking controller is whipping everywhere, and you're like
going back and forth past the enemy,
and then you end up missing. You know what I mean? Tight controls, so controls.
Yeah.
And the story has to be there for an RPG. I'm sorry. Graphics, I mean, you could get away with graphics, semi-okay graphics, but storyline that holds you in, grips you, and just it makes you jump into the story. You know what I mean? And then the controls. Because, man, it's nothing worse when you're trying to get into a game and the controls aren't there and you're pissed off because you're like, son of a bitch, I got to sneak over here and do this, but I keep missing because the goddamn controls suck.
Yep.
You know what I mean? No. That takes away from the experience or from the gameplay. So for me, favorite genre, I would have to say shooter.
Oh, you're going to go shooter.
I have to go shooter.
Yeah.
Second, I would have to say my RPG. But my favorite game of all time would have to be Fallout 3
which is an RPG,
because it is an RPG and it's a shooter.
And it's a shooter, yeah.
And it's a shooter.
First person, yeah.
And it's a first person shooter. So that for me has best of both worlds. It gives me everything that I want. That's why that to me is my favorite game of all time. Now, I say shooter as my favorite genre because some shooters have great storylines. They do.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Halo fan. I really am. And I've read all the books.
Yeah.
Played every single game. I know, and I am waiting for Halo 15. It was awesome playing. I'm sorry, Halo 5. It was awesome playing.
Halo 15's on the way.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is.
We'll get there.
It was awesome playing Halo 4 and knowing who the hell that bad guy is, and knowing what's going on and all the discoveries that they're talking about on the screen. Because I read that in the book. I know who that guy is. I know who that lady is. I know everything that's going on. I know. And everybody else is like, oh, dude, man, what's going on? Who's this? What's that? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Read the books. Because I'm not going to sit there.
Yeah, that's why you have one up on a lot of people who haven't read the books. That's right. That's right. And this is a new trilogy, right?
Yeah, it is. This is a new trilogy.
4, 5, and 6. Yep.
Right. So well, there might be a saga, but it's it's awesome in the way that these games have their storylines, and if they come out with books, because I haven't seen no books for no RPGs. Now, I did see some Mass Effect books.
I was going to say Mass Effect is the only one I remember.
But not as many and as lengthy and as as detailed of a storyline as Halo. You can't, that RPG books and that storyline, that's a great storyline. Love Mass Effect. But that storyline does not compare to Halo's storyline. It really does not. And Halo is a shooter. And they have a great storyline. So people who say, oh, Halo, it's a shooter, it's okay, it's all this space crap and all. No. Play the games, read the books, and you'll fall in love with the game. It is an awesome storyline. You know what I mean?
It is, yeah.
It really is.
And I haven't read the books. And I still love them. I was just mentioning last week how I want to replay them all.
Yeah.
Just to replay them. But no, Halo is one of the best.
Yes.
So you're saying RPGs, huh? Or Fallout 3 rather. I did mention. I did write down something very similar.
Yeah.
To what you were just telling me. RPGs and shooters.
Yeah. RPGs and
Really.
shooters. It's really there. I mean, you can't really get into. It's like, again, it comes down to, oh well, why don't you like this game? If it doesn't have the story, those are the only I feel story-driven games. It's either an RPG or a shooter, and not all shooters, because some of these shooters be coming out with some crappy stories. I could never follow the Modern Warfare story. I was like, what?
That was too.
So I was like, no.
Yeah, it was almost like too Hollywood.
Yeah, and I was like, no. It didn't grip me. It didn't. No. I couldn't. That game, that shooter, for storyline wasn't there. And you got to think about it. These fast every year shooter type games are just that. They're not gonna have a deep interesting story, because what they're doing is just bashing it out every year to try to give people something. You know what I mean? It's like Battlefield. Battlefield doesn't have a good storyline either.
No.
It really doesn't.
The multiplayer is where that game shines.
Exactly. Now, Bad Company and Bad Company 2, that is more of a mashed up. Yeah. They got this great shooter, and I hope they do a Bad Company 3, because I'm a fan. Bad Company, they were hilarious. Bad Company 2, they continued on, but they was more serious. So there is a storyline there for the Bad Companies. I'm interested in seeing what Bad Company 3 comes out. So that was more of an amalgamation of between the shooter aspect and the storyline, which was great that they did that. You know what I mean? It was great that they did that. But Battlefield 2, 3, and 4, they didn't go that route. Any of the Black Ops or the Modern Warfares, no. They do have storylines, but the storyline isn't there. It really isn't.
Yeah, it's all crap story.
Really isn't, because everybody and their mother knows what do they do when they pick up the game is jump on multiplayer. They don't even play the campaign. So why? What was it? Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2? They had like a 5-hour campaign or a 6-hour campaign. I mean, come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
It's like no.
Not one, not two. Yes. All of them.
It's ridiculous. It is. So you can't sit there and no. It's not gonna have that gripping storyline.
Well, even Ghosts, Mike, our buddy Mike, he finished the campaign for Ghosts, and he said he took his time with it, I believe, because he said it was in and around 6 hours.
Okay.
And guys online reviews I read said the campaign is 4 to 5 hours. So depending on how quickly you go through it, it's always been shorter.
What kind of gripping story can they tell in that length of time?
You're not going to get one, because they know where the game shines.
Yeah,
they know people are going to go online.
They don't want to play. They don't want to play the campaign. They want to play the multiplayer. That's why they get the game for it. So
yeah, it's a shame in one aspect, but in another, they kind of know it works.
Yes.
And they stick to it.
Yes. So for me, I would have to say, my genres would be RPG and shooter. My favorite genre would have to be shooter, and RPG is a really close second, with my most favorite game of all time being Fallout 3, because it's a combination of both RPG and first-person shooter with awesome visuals, awesome controls, and a freaking phenomenal story. Phenomenal. Yeah. I love that story. I was a little ticked off at the end originally that they killed off the character, but then they did the update, and you lived and you were.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that was cool. I like that. You know what I mean? I like that. And there's not that many games that grip you the way Fallout 3 grips you. When you go to work and you say to me, X, man, I'm fucking depressed. I played Fallout 3, man, and I am so freaking depressed. I can't. I have to play like for another half hour a happy little game so I could go, I could rest, because the game's got me depressed, because the storyline grips you, man.
It pulled me in, dude. I felt like I was playing in the game. I remember that. I remember I told you how many times I really feel like I'm in this
Yeah,
game.
you
Like
know.
it's really bothering me.
Yeah, so
You
that's
know?
so a game to have that type of power of the
Yeah.
storyline. It's like I said, storyline, and it has an
Hmm.
awesome control scheme. You know,
Hmm.
graphics, yeah, they're okay, but it's those two things that make the game, make the RPG. You know, and
Yeah.
that's why for
Yeah.
me, the top one for me has to be Fallout 3. And if somebody out there listening to this has not played it, you're doing
Oh
yourself a
yeah.
great disservice,
Oh yeah. Play
big
play
time.
that game. But you did leave out one huge thing in Fallout 3 that I know is one of the reasons why you love the game so much.
What? What is it?
Dart gun.
Yes.
I love mentioning
Oh
that.
my
I love
God!
mentioning the dart
The
gun. And you
freaking
know,
dart
I'm
gun.
gonna play that game over again because of the dart
The
gun.
dart gun. The dart gun, dude. It was nothing better than having any enemy except for robots. Any enemy
Yep.
that had flesh and you could affect them with the rope with the dart gun. You know, you hit them in their limbs and they're incapacitated.
Yep.
It was
Complete
it was
silence.
like a thousand damage. You know, a
Yep.
thousand points towards the incapacitation of that limb
Yep.
if you did it in sneak. You know
And
how
yeah, no other
awesome?
enemies
Oh
around
my
could hear it.
God, dude!
Yeah, that was great, man.
Man,
That was awesome.
that was an uber weapon in that game. And if you play the game and you never played it with the dart gun, man, go back and play it with the dart gun. It's a whole different
Yeah.
game, man. Whole different
Yeah, I
game.
would definitely suggest that as well. Man, that was
I'd
freaking
say
great.
ain't nothing better than the dart gun and the Lincoln
Hmm.
repeater, and you just capping people. There goes your leg,
Repeater.
there goes your
Yeah.
arm, so you can't shoot me, and
Yep.
now I'm popping your head off. It was just awesome. It was just awesome.
The Lincoln
The
Repeater,
Lincoln
man.
repeater, man, awesome rifle.
Yeah, that's a big
You
game
know,
too, man. All the hours you can put into that game.
yes,
A couple hundred hours,
yes,
200 hours.
yes.
Um, yeah, RPG has to be my favorite game genre. With Bethesda making my favorite ones, of course, Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout
Yeah.
3, Fallout New Vegas, and like I said, I'm playing. I said in last week's episode, I'm playing Oblivion again. I haven't played in the last few days, but when I go onto my Xbox, I go right to Oblivion. I put the surround sound headphones
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
the headset, and I just get lost in that world. I go into a cave and
yeah,
spend an hour in one cave. It's just I love that. I like the leveling up system in Oblivion a little better than Skyrim.
yeah,
Um, I don't like the way the menus looked in Skyrim, but that's just preference, my preference. But
yeah.
I love the open world and being able to explore the world, and I love getting a strategy guide and just seeing so much you could do, the freedom and leveling
Yeah,
up,
man. You know,
get your money's worth.
now you want to talk strategy guides. I can't wait for the next one to come out for the way that I put the strategy guides with all the tabs on it, you know. And I
Yeah,
freaking I love that. I love that because it's
yeah,
quick, easy reference, and I'm able to hit everything in the RPG. You
yeah.
know,
You have them by section, and I remember that. Yeah,
everything,
you did
man.
that
You
for all
know,
the Bethesda games.
all of them, and that's
Um,
what's awesome. That's why I love those RPGs.
well, I'm guessing Fallout 4. Well, Witcher 3, maybe Fallout. I know Fallout 4 is going to probably hit. I'm guessing sometime the end of next year. I'm hoping.
I,
Um,
that's a day
and who
one pickup.
knows? That's a
That's a day
that is
one
definitely a
pickup.
day one
That one
pickup.
and Witcher 3. That's a day one pickup.
Yeah, that'll be
You
a
know what I
great
mean?
RPG.
Another
But the
RPG.
shooters come to a close second. Just so it's kind of switched with
Yeah,
me and you.
yeah.
But I can go with either one really. And you know what, dude? The Halo series
It's the
is
series.
is the one responsible for
It's the
that.
books. Now, the only other shooter that I
Yeah.
play that I'm also up to date with the books was Gears of War.
Oh
And
yeah,
the
yeah,
Gears of
yeah,
War
yeah.
storyline was great. It was awesome.
Mhm.
But it
Mhm.
only being 1, 2, and 3, Judgment is non-existent. But 1, 2, and 3, and then all the books, it was a great storyline. The
Yeah.
Halo storyline beats it out, though. You know, bar none,
Yeah.
bar none.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal storyline. I just wish everybody would read the books and
Yeah.
get into the story. It grips you. It's awesome knowing what the hell's going on instead of you sitting there being like, "Who the hell is this? What's going on here? What happened here? What the
Yeah.
hell?" You know what I mean?
I always meant to read the books too because I wanted to read the books before I played the series again.
Right.
which I thought might add to it.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yes. 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 I would start
You know.
with Harvest. I would start with Harvest,
Mhm.
um, and then I would start with oh my God, the Call Protocol, and
Okay.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
I would move on from there because the Harvest is of course the first contact with
Yeah.
with the um, with the Covenant, and actually that book I would say is kind of like you could read that book and then play Halo Wars. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Because Halo Wars all on Harvest and everything's going on, and I would read Harvest and then play Halo Wars. You
Oh.
know,
Okay.
for the timeline, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
would do.
And don't forget, just on a side note, Spartan Assault's coming out. I think like next week or
Yes.
something.
Oh yes.
Um,
And
I
I
thought it
will
was
be on
the
this.
yeah, I thought it was the 9th or the 10th. I could be wrong, but I can't be that far off because I remember it was the beginning of December.
Yes.
It's not tomorrow, is it?
I don't
The
know.
third?
Holy crap! I got to go out and
Ooh.
check. I got to go on the
Yeah, I gotta look
dashboard and
that
check
up,
that out.
man. Oh,
Because if it
some
is,
new Halo stuff.
Halo,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
but
be all
I think
about
it might be the
that.
10th. But I have very similar comments about what makes a great game than you did. I'd have to go with a story. I'm a sucker for a good story, man.
Yes,
With
storyline.
controls being the second.
Mm-hmm.
Game doesn't have tight controls. And let me tell you, you played Far Cry 3.
Yeah,
I know you did that.
yeah,
That game had excellent controls, but
yes,
every Far Cry before that,
yeah.
horrible
Horrible
controls,
controls.
dude. I'm talking that right stick, like you
Yeah,
said, you go to aim someone and it whips, 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 whips.
yeah. See, you can't do that. You can't do that.
And you know what? I even mentioned, I remember saying, if Far Cry 3 comes out and they don't fix those controls,
Yeah,
game's gonna
yeah.
suck,
But
man.
no, man. Luckily they did because I mean, I wouldn't have anything to base it on because I never played any of the previous Far Cry's. But
Yeah,
I'm glad I
yep,
played Far Cry 3 because Far Cry 3 was a phenomenal game. Great storyline.
yeah, yeah,
Great game,
yeah.
great multiplayer. That multiplayer took maybe like three months. I was on that multiplayer. It was really
Yeah,
good.
you and Chaotic were on it
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah, it's a great game, great game. And again,
Yeah.
it's like the shooter could have an awesome storyline, but if it has a crappy control scheme or
Mm-hmm.
the sensitivity is not there, and even with the options of you trying to fix it, it still doesn't work. It's not gonna go
Yeah.
anywhere. I mean, look at a phenomenal
Mm-hmm.
game that did everything right, and it was for the original Xbox, Doom 3. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Doom 3,
Yes.
great storyline,
Yeah.
phenomenal controls.
Yes.
Those
Spot
controls
on.
were
To this day.
tight. Yes,
To this
those
day. Like
controls were
I
tight. Yes,
threw it in like what couple of weeks ago just to check it out, just to feel it, and the controls, just like you said,
controls were tight.
they're just obviously the graphics are a little
Yeah, yeah,
outdated, but you're talking about a 10-year-old game.
yeah.
Can you imagine what Doom 4 is going to look like?
Oh, I can't wait, and I can't wait to see if they make this Rift thing
Oh
work on it.
yeah.
It's going to be interesting with the whole virtual reality goggles. That's going to be
Oh
interesting, man. I think I might have to start up a collection so I could do a review on the Rift.
you know,
That's going to
man.
be awesome, man.
And that's the same engine they're using on a game I was just about to point out that looked jaw dropping, but there was absolutely no story
What
whatsoever.
was that?
And that was Rage.
Oh, Rage didn't have a
But do you remember what that
storyline?
looked like?
Yeah, it looked phenomenal because I went over your
Oh my
house and I'm like, damn,
gosh!
that's Rage. You
It
know,
looked like a next generation game, like it was on a new console, but there was virtually no story. It was just a crap story. They ID or id, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call the developers, they made Doom.
yeah.
They do that a lot, from what I understand. I haven't played a lot of their games except for Doom. I had fun with it, but when the game ended, I was like,
You didn't go back. You didn't go
yeah,
back. And it takes a
nope,
storyline to make you want to play a game
yeah,
again after X amount of
yep,
years. It really does. It
that's
takes a
right,
storyline. Look
yep,
at look at Doom 3 BFG, the big freaking
yeah,
gun edition. You know
yep,
what I mean? I picked it up again.
yep.
And I still have the one
Keeping
for my
that one.
original Xbox. You know what I
Oh
mean? And
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
Why did I pick it up? Because the storyline was great, and
Yeah, man. Doom.
it had
HD
tight
graphics. Are you kidding
controls.
me?
Come on. So
Really tight
it
controls.
says
Really
something
tight
about the
controls.
game. It says something about the story. I mean, come on.
I would play Rage the same reason why I played it when you came over. I simply wanted to show you how good the game
And
looked.
that was it. And then you were
That's the
like,
only
all
reason.
right, he left.
Eye candy. That's
That's
exactly
good.
right. I played it. I finished it. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
And then you don't
But
play it again.
let me go back to a game that buddy there, Amber was talking about last
Yeah.
week. Uh, BioShock.
Yeah. BioShock.
This is a game that has everything, dude. When it came out, the graphics,
Yes.
I mean, looked amazing.
Yes.
The story,
Yes.
except for how you had a problem with the ending, but everything in that game was just
Yeah.
tight controls. Just oh my gosh, what a freaking awesome! And the same thing with Infinite. It's just maybe not everyone likes the world as much as original BioShock, but you got to admit, man, Ken Levine.
Yeah. Well,
When it comes to stories,
I mean, and again, I have to point out the big difference between BioShock 1, BioShock 2,
yeah,
and BioShock Infinite.
yes,
BioShock Infinite, I played once. BioShock 2, I played once. BioShock, the original, I played, like 6, 7 times.
yeah, same thing, same.
I mean,
Yep,
come on. There's a
yep,
big difference there. Storyline.
yep, yep,
BioShock, the original BioShock, had a phenomenal storyline.
yep, yep.
And
I
the tight
agree.
controls. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
It had everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that was an
That's why I agree
RPG-ish,
about
but it was
the.
a shooter as
Yeah,
well.
it was kind of like an RPG, I
Yeah.
would say, right?
It was it was
Because it had
it
some
was a
elements.
hybrid. It
But
was an RPG shooter. It was the hybrid. Because
mm,
if you level up, your levels and you're getting stronger stuff. That's
yep,
RPG elements. That really is.
yeah,
A shooter,
yeah,
a straight shooter would be something like Battlefield, like Halo, Gears of War. You don't upgrade your grenades. You don't upgrade your rockets. You know what I mean?
right, right,
That's RPG elements. No, a straight shooter is a shooter. An RPG is an
yeah,
RPG. So, but
yeah.
then
Bioshock definitely
there's
had
a
some.
gray area.
Yeah, Bioshock definitely had some RPG elements. Remember, you found those machines where you can upgrade your gun or
Yeah,
whatever in the first one. That was really cool. That was a little of that was missing from Infinite, which that was probably for me. I don't know about you, but it was kind of a letdown.
yes, yes. I
You could
like
only hold two guns at once.
Yes, I like going to the what did it say? The something of value. Oh my God, I don't remember.
Oh, the Circus
The
of
circus of
Values.
values.
Yes.
When you get next to the
Yep.
freaking machine.
Yep. And that's actually Ken Levine doing that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
crazy.
because I heard an interview with him, Major Nelson did with him, and he had said, he goes, "Is that your voice doing the Circus of Values?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Could you do it for me? Could you do it for me?" And he did it. So I thought that was kind of
Yeah,
cool that
that's
he did
cool,
that.
man.
Because that's even in the DLC. The new DLC came
Yeah.
out.
Oh, it
You
is.
hear him doing that.
Oh
Yep.
man,
Yep.
that's
So
awesome.
you want to
I
talk
gotta
about
play
just
it.
to me an excellent piece of the story is that DLC. I cannot wait for episode 2. Oh, cannot wait for that freaking game.
Welcome
It's
to the
awesome,
circus
man.
of values. It's just awesome, man. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
that is great. But no, I would like you said, as far as game genres, RPGs, and I get the most excited about. I get actually a little stressed
Yeah.
over the RPGs because there's so much to do.
Yes, as do I. I get burnt out because I try doing everything.
Yeah,
And then I
it's
put
like
it
what to do
aside for like
first,
2 years, like Skyrim, and I'm like, son of a bitch. No,
and you're like,
man.
wait a minute, that's right. I never.
I've done everything, but I haven't touched a damn campaign. It's like, what the fuck,
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good story too. That really is a cool story. They really go deep into story mode.
Yes,
Bethesda.
yes,
They do their
yes, they
homework
do.
and shooters. But yeah, great game story. Same thing, story and controls. I can get. I'm okay with
Yeah,
graphics, but if there's a good story and there are tight controls,
yeah. You're golden, man. You're golden.
play that all day
That's
long, man.
that's my opinion on what I think makes a great game. Because I mean,
Yeah.
graphics, graphics are always improving, so you can't really, sit there and be like, for the time. I mean, really, it was what 96, 97, something like that
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy VII came out. Great, awesome
Yeah.
RPG. graphics were crap.
Yeah.
They really were.
Yeah.
But for the time, you're like, oh man, look at these graphics. Look at the cinematics, the movie
Yeah.
scenes. You know what I mean? Oh man, it looks phenomenal and this and that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's again, it's for the time. For the time,
Right.
so it changes. So being a great fan of graphics, it's okay. Give me the
Yeah.
storyline, and give me the controls.
You know, Final Fantasy VII. It's funny you should say that because on Facebook,
Yeah.
I put these questions up on Facebook, and we had a guy here, Jimmy Cowman, talk about Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
He said controls and story. I don't care about graphics. Like Final Fantasy VII, it had an amazing story and poor graphics.
Yeah. See.
But it was just overall an amazing game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so he even pointed out the Final Fantasy VII game, and then Amber Colette said, for me, it's graphics and controls.
Yep.
A great story is a bonus, but if the controls are crap, then it can make the whole game unpleasant. If it looks crap, I lose interest.
Oh, well, yeah. I
You
can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Keegan Moore says, I can play a game all day long with terrible graphics. Story and controls make a difference.
Yeah. Well, it's
there you go.
Story and controls.
It seems to be it's right. That seems to be basically the story is basically
story and controls,
what,
man. Because I mean,
yeah,
it's gonna look a certain way. Okay. But man, if you get into that storyline, and you're like, man, this thing is awesome, and your heart's pumping. You don't know what to do. You're going over here. You know what I mean? It's awesome. It's awesome.
And that's why that is the one reason why I would have liked for you to play The Last of Us.
Okay.
Because it's a very emotional game, story-wise. Just the content. It's like some of the stuff that happens in the game is stuff that I've never experienced in a video game before. Like you get these emotions from watching movies.
Yeah.
But you're getting this from a video game. And I remember seeing some of the stuff that happens in a game, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like why did that happen? It really pulls you in, and that's where The Last of Us shines.
Yeah.
Is the story. So I mean, if you ever do have a a lull, who knows when?
I mean,
but
it was a tough time when The Last of Us came out. It's still in my radar. I still got my PlayStation 3 plugged in. So I'll be picking up these games. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lull maybe in January or February before
I'm sure
before Titanfall comes out or something.
Dark Souls 2.
Or Dark Souls 2. You know what I mean? So so I'll be that game is still in my radar. So
well, let me just tell you something. I am. I'm done with my portion of the topic, but I did want to mention something else.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to have any lull playing on the PS3.
Why? What's up? What happened?
PCW took my PS3 in to fix it, right?
Yeah.
And I took it to them. That was a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I call him. I'm like, yeah, we tried calling you today, blah, blah, blah. I go, yeah, what's up, man? How's my PS3 doing? He goes, yeah, we can't fix it.
What the fuck?
I'm like, well. I'm like, what do you mean you can't fix it, man? I thought it was the power supply. And he goes, nah, it's the motherboard.
No, son of a bitch.
Yeah, and he says, you're basically looking at, you might as well go out and get a new one because it's not worth fixing price-wise.
Damn, man.
It's not. You're talking about, there's some deals out there for $199 for a 250 gig PS3 I saw on Black Friday.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it. So I'm like, all right, well. And you know what? At this point, listen, if my Xbox 360 breaks today, I'm not going to buy it.
Of course not. You're not going to buy another one. Why would you? You pick up a new one.
That's where I'm going to jump into the next gen. I'm just same thing with the PS3. If I'm going to buy a PlayStation product, I might as well get the PS4.
Right.
So for now, I'm gonna lay low, and any money invested is going to be in the next
gen.
So.
Yeah. Wow, man, so. That sucks.
Yeah, because I did want it. For my Splinter Cell trilogy, and I still haven't finished The Walking Dead.
Hey, how much was that Splinter Cell trilogy?
Oh God, $20.
$20? I'll give you
Yeah.
$20 for it. Hey, I got my PlayStation 3. There's nothing wrong with my
Yeah.
PlayStation 3. I'm just
Well,
saying.
my nephew's got his, so
Oh, you
he's
rat bastard.
yeah.
That's
So
dirty.
he's at college.
Oh, so he don't need it? He don't need it?
Yeah, yeah. So,
No, 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 no.
but then again, I mean, I don't really know if I'm gonna play that much anyway, so I wouldn't want to, you know.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, I'll buy it off of you. You can run me that. I can't find it in the stores. I'll buy it off of you. You're not gonna play it. You don't have a PS3. What are you gonna do with it? You gonna trade it in?
I'm gonna look at it and pet it.
Well,
I'm gonna say, remember our good times.
remember I used to play you? Oh, not no more.
Put it down and talk to it. And,
Hey! It's either
so.
$4 at GameStop for your trade-in, or $20 from me. I'm just saying. I'll be nice. I'll be like, he's a 20. I'm just saying, man. Just saying.
Man,
Hey.
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll pick up like a refurbished one for $100.
No. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is sell me now.
Man,
I'm messing with you.
Stay away from my Splinter Cell. Make me cry. But anyway, yeah. Well, that's about it for my topic stuff. What else you got?
That's it, man. I mean,
yeah. Maybe we'll actually do some gaming this week.
Man, maybe, but I don't know. I ain't doing no gaming today. Tomorrow, I don't know, man. Oh, it's just so freaking busy with the holidays, and then the work, and then the kids, and the wife.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I hear you, man. I hear. Listen, the console's gonna be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be there. I know. I've gotten some gaming in. I did some gaming last night. I was playing with Chaotic. Man, I don't know what's up, man. EA and their servers, man. They
don't tell me they're some problems.
It's like new system, so it's the Xbox One. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many people trying to get on and play. Their servers are having difficulty. You know what I mean? And they've addressed it, that they're trying to add more servers and this and that. But it's like, man, add that shit quicker. You know what I mean? So I've been having some connection problems. I'm trying to get into games and stuff like that because there's so many people jumping on these servers that it's kind of tough, you know. But when I do get into it, I'm in it. But it's tough to get in.
Battlefield, I will say this. My personal preference, I like Battlefield better than Call of Duty.
Of course, hands down.
Because of the size of the maps.
Hands down.
But this has been an ongoing problem. Man, I've never had a problem with getting on in a Call of Duty game.
Of course not.
Why does Battlefield EA constantly have server issues?
I don't know. I really don't know, but they've always had it. Bad Company, Company 2,
Medal of
Honor, Battlefield 3, and now Battlefield 4. It's like man, it's tough. It's tough, but eventually they do add more, and then it becomes a lot easier to get in. You know what I mean? It's always those first couple weeks that they have these issues, and it's always been like that because they had it for the 360 as well. Every single time, so many people trying to get in at once, because there's so many freaking people on. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
This ain't a small company.
Yeah, but
EA is one of the biggest.
But look at the freaking millions of people trying to get on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But, now Call of Duty's doing the same thing. Yeah. Was it Activision?
Yeah, Activision.
If they want to compete with Call of Duty, they've got to be ready for the masses.
Yeah, that's true.
They got to get that crap fixed. But anyway, whatever. I'm just complaining for no reason. All right. Well, that's. I think that's about it, right?
That's it for me.
Yeah, that's. People could just continue to go on to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, our podcast, and like, comment,
share, subscribe, and
share. Please.
Gotta thank everybody, everyone who's listening to this. Thank you for liking on Facebook. It's all been on you guys. Thank you for liking. Thank you for getting us over 700 so far.
Yes.
Please share, and that way we could get it out there more, and we could our likes to go higher and higher, and the
Mm-hmm.
more likes we get, I'm thinking, what do you think,
Mm-hmm.
Rich? Maybe 2,000, 2,500,
Yes.
2,500
I
likes. We give a
I would like to.
we give away. We do a
Yeah.
little contest.
Yeah, I would say that. Maybe give away a game or something,
Give
or
away a game,
or two
or
guys
two
talking
guys
games
talking.
shirt or
Yeah,
something.
something,
Sure.
something.
Sure. That sounds good actually.
You know.
How about we break 2,000 and
Yeah,
we'll give something away.
yeah.
You know.
We could do that. We could do that because we could track on all the people on when they like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we could see.
Because I think we're gonna hit that by PAX
Yeah.
East
So
too.
and then
Yeah.
then we'll see. We'll pick out of the 2,000 people that have liked.
Yep.
We'll draw a number, and
Yeah. We'll figure out a
yeah,
way
we'll draw a name, and
to absolutely.
we'll hand out the prizes.
That
So
sounds awesome.
2,000
All
likes.
right.
So we're almost there. We got 1,300 more to go.
That's it.
So it's gonna be
That's
awesome.
it.
I just want to say thank you again to everyone.
Yeah.
And please on Facebook, share, subscribe. On YouTube, like, leave
Yeah.
comments. Please leave comments on YouTube. I know we've
Mm-hmm.
said this before, but if you inbox us, it's difficult for us to get the topic suggestions and
Mm-hmm.
the questions that people have to differentiate that from the comments that
Mm-hmm.
you guys are leaving. You guys are leaving them in the inbox. You just please feel free to leave it on the comments, and,
There you
and, and
go.
we'll put it up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll
Absolutely, man.
so
Yes. Well, we are two guys talking games, and
and we're out.
we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Peace.